Hello, what's up good people? Good to see you once again. Alright, ukipata pesa no hizi vitu tatu. You find that the most important things that tunapatanga, most of the people, they don't have the privilege to actually acquire them. You have the privilege, so you can get them. And guess what? They can actually help you to scale more heights and achieve more levels that you have, more than you have right now. And that's good, Joseph. I feel it's always my role to come here and share these good vibes and these new gigs to you so that you can scale more heights because you are an asset to me. Alright, so, and because I'm worried I don't want to miss any of my good future videos, and statistics are telling me there's some of you who are watching my videos and they have not subscribed as well. Take 1 second. And how do you subscribe? Very simple. Today I'm gonna show you. All right, just down there on your right there is a button written subscribe. It is in black on the right there. All right, just down below there on the right. Then on the left there is a like button. So hit those two magical buttons and guess what happens? Anytime I upload a new good video in future, you'll be notified by the YouTube. Alright, so can you imagine YouTube notifying you and telling you, hey, you know what, good Joseph has uploaded a new good video, so you never miss a point, because at all the time I always tell you that knowledge is power. Alright, so I don't want to waste most of your time, so let's get into today's business. So what are these 3 magical things that you have to have them for you to actually scale more heights when you have already made some cash? Alright, the third one is actually my favorite. So let me start with my the first one, which is time. Yes, yes, I just said time. Yeah, I know you've been told like all the time that you cannot buy time. Time is constant to everyone, irrespective whether you are rich or poor or what have you. Let me tell you one secret. There is a way you can actually go ahead and buy time. Let's take a very simple case scenario of somebody, let's say a HR or an accountant or somebody who is employed somewhere. Say this individual earns or makes 2,000 each and every day. So he or she shows up in the morning from 8 a.m. to actually 5 p.m. So in the entire that stretch of probably like 9 to 10 hours, this individual is entitled to make 2,000 at the end of the day. If you work less or work more, that money is constant. You cannot be able to earn more than that, right? So that person is actually fixed to earning 60,000 at the end of the month, assuming that guy works entirely for the entire month. So why exactly do you do, or what can you do if you have money? Learn to delegate some of the responsibilities. What does that mean? If you can have somebody do that for you, what can make you 2,000, pay them 1,000, then have like 5 of them working for you, you actually made yourself some good amount of money. Then that particular time that they are working for you to make that 2k, then delegate or do something else out there. And this is actually the very simplest case scenario where you find the rich people, they usually say, let the money work for you. This is how the money works for you and actually saves you more time. You can direct your energy towards something else. This is how you do it. Take a case scenario of somebody who is owning a salon business, right? This individual has the skills to do the salon. So if he or she makes a hair for that specific customer or client, makes like 3,000. So instead of him or her making that client hair, so he delegates that. He gives that specific client to somebody else, and this is the deal. You make that hair, I get the half, you get the half. So that individual makes 1,500, I make 1,500. So can you imagine if you had like 4 or 5 of those people? Now you actually ahead, you don't even need to work. For example, say if you were to work alone, you can only handle a feasible number of people in that specific place, say maybe like 5 of them, so you were entitled to make like 15,000 at the end of the day. So if you have like 10 people working for you and actually having the amount of money that they get, and they all handle a customer worth to 3,000 at the end of the day, so you get 15, 15, 15, 15 from those people, you get your 15,000, but you've not worked. Then that particular time that you could have spent in that specific premise for the entire morning to the evening, you can now go to a different place. You can work towards improving your health status, maybe like, you know, working out, burning calories and such kind of a thing. So you can actually go ahead, buy time with money. That is exactly how you do it. And that's why you find like these rich people, they usually spend time, they move to different places, they go to Maldives and what have you, all those places. They can actually direct that that specific role to somebody else. That is called delegation. You delegate that amount of money. So the problem you're facing right now is that you're growing, your business has the size to grow, but the problem is you're fearing, you don't want to delegate. You are the asset in that specific business. So if somebody pulls you out of it, then the entire thing collapses, all right? Because you actually micromanage people, all right? So number 2, you can buy what we call the accessibility and the connection. That's the very most important thing in life. For example, once you get money, there's some of the things that you usually get in life. You find like you may need a lawyer, you may need maybe a police officer at your disposal. You need connection. Maybe you can have connection with the people on the ground or the local leaders, those who are that place that you come from, or you can have the national leader, or you can have what we call the international leader. Because at that particular point, you need accessibility. You find if you have money, you can be able to buy accessibility. I'm not saying that you go ahead and trying to bribe people in something. No, what I mean by you buying accessibility, of you acquiring the accessibility, you can do so if you actually encircle yourself with these appropriate people who are mandated with regulating those roles, or who comes in or who doesn't come in. You get the point? You befriend yourself with those kind of people, and actually befriending yourself, it actually means that you get yourself with them, actually performing different tasks that helps them as well as it helps you. You can be able to access a responsibility. For example, recently somebody by the name Bill Gates showed up in Kenya. He came here, and guess what? Just because of his status, or how or what he does, actually that actually won him, or actually that managed him to actually go ahead and visit or meet the president of the Republic of Kenya. And by the way, who do you think on earth, if you hear that Bill Gates want to meet you, and who do you think, irrespective of who you are, in terms of whether you're president or prime minister or king or queen or whatever the person, then you can actually go ahead and meet that specific person. So the only way you can be able to buy accessibility and connection is connecting yourself with people who are appropriate, people who mean a lot in your life. This is why I always tell people, you're supposed to encircle yourself with people who they add value to your life, rather than just encircling yourself with people who in most cases you find do not have any value to you. And I say that particular point, you have to have what we call a strategic people in your life, meaning these are people who you find like they are good at these things. Maybe somebody is an engineer because probably one day you will build. Maybe this person is a lawyer. Maybe probably you can get yourself in the wrong hand of the government. Or probably you need, this person is a doctor. You may find yourself in a health kind of an issues and something of sort. So you circle yourself with people who if just you need that specific service, you can just make a call and then everything falls into place. And that is exactly what you can be able to do with money. All right, guess what? Now we are heading to the number 3, and which is my first important one. And this is called, you can buy yourself a premium health coverage. All right, you know what, they always say that your health is always your wealth. If you cannot be able to manage your wealth, or rather your health, then at the end of the day your wealth is at risk. You know one thing, you are the asset, you are the dreamer, you are the vision, you are the sole proprietor, the starter of that business. You are the person who started that thing from the scratch. So there's no any other else, there's nobody knows exactly that business than you do. That means that you're the only person who understands exactly that business. That means as much as you're trying to empower people to take over from you, because at the end of the day nobody gonna survive or be in this world like forever, but before you do that you have to live in a better health, right? Because if you live in a very crooked way, you don't even monitor your weight loss, or rather weight gain, you don't even monitor how your heart rate is, your blood pressure, your sugar and what have you. So that will get yourself into problems, into a point whereby you even regret and say, hey, you know what guys, I just realized that money is not everything. And by the way, you know what guys, if you can just have somebody who can give all this money just for the exchange of a good health and what have you, all those things. All right, so yeah, I know you cannot control yourself having a stroke tomorrow morning or something of sort, but you can control on how what you consume, how you consume it, how you work out, and how you do your thing. There are some of the things that you cannot control as a human beings, but they are those that you can be able to control. I always say control the controllables and leave the rest that you cannot control out of, should I say, the grace of God or something. Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. So getting yourself that like the premium health coverage, that means that at all the occasion, in case BS happens, then you're good to go and you can actually go ahead and do that thing and get yourself out of the problem. So those are the 3 most important things that you should, at all the occasion, at all the times, make sure that you have them when you have the money. Yeah, I know, probably thought I'm gonna talk about having yourself a fast car, having yourself a jet, and having yourself, this is common thing. These are things that you can go out there. It's like an average dream mind that you usually have to aim them. These are physical things, these are physical and tangible things, but I'm talking about things that are way beyond about cars and what have you. So those 3 things, if I may just recap them, 1 is time, number 2 I said it's accessibility and connection, and number 3 I've talked about premium health coverage. So if you can manage to actually control those 3 things, then you're good to go. You know why people rush and try to connect and try to have multiple streams of income? Because time is limited, time is fixed, you cannot change it, but you can actually do a lot within that period of time. That's why you find that somebody who makes 100 G's in a day, somebody makes that amount of money like in an entire month, somebody else makes that amount of money in an entire stretch of 10 years. So it depends. students, the time is constant, like the clock time, the watch time is constant, but you can try to get yourself some multiple things that you can be able to do within the same time. All right, it's like, you know, having in a class, being in a class whereby you have different students of different capabilities. You find somebody who understands things very easily, others understand things slowly. All right, the teacher presented to you the same topic at the same time with the same class, using the same scenarios and formulas and what have you, but somebody got the concept, somebody else didn't get the concept. So the same case applies when it comes to life. If you understand that time is constant, and the only thing that you can be able to multiply your time is actually having multiple things done or being done at the same time within an hour or two, that's the most important thing. Accessibility, I said, the most important thing when you're moving out there. The other thing I said about, you know, you buying with money is about you having yourself a health coverage. At the end of the day, you can have the time, you can have all the accessibilities, but again, if you have a problem with the money, or rather with your health, then at the end of the day, your wealth is at risk. So at all the occasion, make sure that you balance all those three things, and guess what you'll get? You'll get the best thing ever out there. So anyway, guys, you know what, I'm so happy that you always find time to come and watch these videos. All right, and if it's your first time, right, make sure you subscribe. And perhaps you're wondering, who is this guy? My name is Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investment, anything related to exactly that. All right, so if you would like to get your my booklets about investments, get my number from the description of this specific video. You contact me on WhatsApp, you get a copy. It's only 220. Or you can, you know, I do prepare business plans, business proposal is what have you, so you can give me a call, we can have the conversation, and let's meet in the next one. For now, it's a goodbye.